Yes, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to Planted Garden TV. Oh, welcome to Planted Garden TV. What's going on, guys? Well, today we actually in the garden cleaning up. And as you see, these are some tomatoes. These tomatoes is what I use my super juice, and I feed these tomatoes with my super juice from pretty small, and they shoot up so fast. It's just amazing. You see what I'm saying? I'm creating stake that I can try to stake them up. I also gonna be pruning them today, and I'm also gonna be adding more super juice. Why? Because they already start pushing out flowers. So since they start to push out flowers, I'm gonna be giving them that booster. All right? When you pruning, guys, you gotta know what you're doing when you pruning. You gotta know which limb to cut. All right? You have to know which limb to cut. You cannot cut this limb. You cannot cut this limb, but you can cut this one. If you notice, there's a small one coming up right there, so you can cut this. Because these limbs is really not any use anymore. All right? So now the nutrients gonna flow through the plant into the fruits. So pruning tomatoes, it's a good idea. You just gotta know which limb to prune. So this is what we're doing here now. We actually pruning, and we're gonna be adding some of the super juice. Now, this super juice I've created, I use these tomato leaf and I add them in a container with water, and I'm gonna show you. And last year, and I use it this year, and I feed the plants. So, and they're doing wonderful, all right? So I'm gonna show you in a minute. So all I'm doing, I'm basically taking off these big limbs so that the small one can get to come up. And also, if you notice here, you see in the tomato already start producing. So now is the time to give it that prune that it can boost. And also, we're also happening, it also creating the airflow. So it kind of, by pruning, it creating the airflow that the air can flow in between. As you see, we already seeing tomato right here. You see? This limb, you cannot cut this limb. This limb, you cannot cut this limb. Because this limb is we're gonna be bearing more tomato, but this one, you can cut this one. You see how these limbs big? Now I'm gonna use back these limbs right back in my garden. So you gotta know which limb to cut, guys, because you could cut a limb that's getting ready to produce fruits. Okay? So like I was saying, by pruning, create an airflow. By pruning, create the airflow so it can eliminate a lot of disease, because sometimes too much cold, damp area create mold. So you're trying to eliminate all that. So creating this airflow by pruning it is a great idea. And also it helps the small plant to get the nutrients that it needs. Now, after this is really good, you can use this and you could really break it up, cut it up, and just add it right back to the root of the tomato plant. Or you could use it and make manure. The same manure, just to feed back the same tomato plant. It's an amazing journey. So if you see what's going on here now, you realize how this tomato, since I prune it, look how it stand up different. Look at this one again, how it stand up. So we're gonna come around here and we're gonna do the same thing that we're doing. We're gonna keep pruning them, get rid of all these big leaves, because what? These big leaf is actually sucking a lot of nutrients from the plant itself. You see? They're sucking a lot of nutrients from the plant itself. Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. African Mama, how you doing? Shout out to African Mama. What's up? How you doing? All right, so yes, guys. So these big limbs, we get rid of them. If you notice right in between here, you're gonna see a small one coming up. So what we're doing, we're creating this beautiful airflow for these plants and also allowing the nutrients to go to the flowers which gonna be producing tomato pretty soon. Like I said, guys, remember, you gotta know which limb to cut. You cannot just go and just cutting limb crazy. You have to know which limb to cut. Because these limbs, all gonna happen, they're gonna just dry. All right, so we cut this, we cut all these. Now, if you notice, you seeing a better airflow going in this area now, so the air gonna be going through, and we're gonna also clean the weed from the bottom, and we also gonna feed them with some super juice. You see, all these limbs, you get rid of them. It was so bushy a minute ago. Now look at how everything nice. Now, I'm not gonna be pulling, I'm gonna be leaving most of these weeds because these weeds is definitely not gonna hinder the plant. The plant already big, so all I'm doing is creating the airflow that they can do well. Now, I'm gonna show you so this is my super juice that I have inside of this container. Now I'm going to boost them. All right, so let's boost them. Let's boost them. So I'm used to this, so I'm gonna you just need like a cup. Just add a cup of super juice around their root. A cup of super juice around their root. This is the booster. You call this the booster. Now is the right time to give them the booster. Why? Because they start producing flowers already. So the booster gonna allow them to, produce way faster. This super juice ain't no joke, no guys. This super juice ain't no joke. All right. So now as you see, guys, I now prune these tomatoes and I add my super juice. Like I said, I have a super juice going right now and it's working wonders. This is the result from my super juice. It's looking beautiful and you guys can see for yourself. Yes, guys, so what's going on? What's going on? How you guys doing today? I hope you guys doing wonderful. Enjoying watching your garden. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so as you see going on now, a lot of these plants, I already give these plants some of the super juice already. So they basically, in a couple, 2 weeks or so, you're gonna be seeing these things pushing flowers already. If you notice here, I already gave these the super juice as well. Yes, looking powerful and nice. So this is what's going on, guys. Giving you live from the garden, showing you the natural ingredients we use for our plants. We do not use any form of chemical at all. We try to stick to the natural. And all we're doing, we're trying to encourage others to do the same. All right? The garden is getting back bushy right at this moment. Okay, these are potato vines growing up here. All right, these cucumber is doing pretty well at this moment too. All right. I was going to build a trail for these tomato cucumber, but I'm not even going to do that. What I'm going to do, when these corn grow up, as you see happening already, you see this is a tree sister system created here. So now when these cucumber, they run up while the corn is growing, the cucumber them gonna be running up. You see the cucumber already start pushing cucumber, right? So I don't really need a trail for this one, or even though it's gonna run itself over there and go up to the meadows. So I'm not gonna create a trail for these. I'm gonna allow them right here. Here we have some squash growing, and I'm not gonna create any trail either. I'm gonna just allow them to do their thing right on the ground. Certain plant I will create trail, but not every plant. And as we see down in here, these plants is definitely trying to pushing out flowers, so everything coming in place. The thing about it now, what we need now, we want to make sure the pollinators comes around. We want to make sure the pollinators comes around because it's important. So what we do, we start growing sunflower seed, and the sunflower now help bring in pollinators around. I also try to create a little area down here with basically marigold and these type of plants, because these plants right here push flowers. So right in this area here, all I have growing here is marigold, sunflower, and I can't remember what this is. But all these is pollinators. So I create this little garden here just for the pollinators. And there's other ways I also have flowers growing to attract pollinators. Because even though you see the plants them pushing out flowers, even though you see that, without the pollinators, they don't have to get pollinated. So sometimes you might have to catch yourself coming in your garden and trying to self-pollinate. I'm not trying to self-pollinate, I'm trying to draw pollinators to the garden, which is the birds, the butterfly. But listen me, right now it's getting real difficult because, you know, a lot of spraying is going on. A lot of people don't like bugs, and what they do, they go and they buy the sprays and they start spraying, and in that case, it's kind of eliminating the butterfly, the bees. So when our plants start pollinating, we end up having situation of our fruit trees, our squash, our cucumber, all these plants is not getting pollinated because there's no pollinators. So we are making it even more difficult for ourselves, Because what we're doing, we helping getting rid of the pollinators. Now we got to come out and fight to try to self-pollinate our garden, which ain't make any sense to me. So this is why I try to create a garden that natural, that will attract the earthworms, that will attract all the insects that we need in our garden, that could help our garden. All right, because we are naturally destroying the ecosystem with all these some of these things that we're using. So when there's real natural stuff out there that we can create and put around our plant, put around, in our garden, like I keep saying, in our garden, there will always be bugs. There will always be bugs in our garden, always. Like I'm saying there right there. Look, two right there, two together. You see what I'm saying? These bugs eat down the leaf of your plant. I'm not sure if you guys seeing them, but they eat the leaf of your plant. But sometimes eating the leaf isn't really nothing. Because this one might be eating the leaf and it might be help protecting your garden from other bugs that's going to come and eat your fruits. You see what I'm saying? There's another one here. That's a bug again. This one eat your leaf. If you notice what it's trying to do is actually trying to eat the leaf right there. Down to the side, there's another one right there. So in your garden, there will be tons of bugs. Tons of bugs. Some will eat your leaf, some will run away, the unwanted bugs in your garden, because some of the bugs will eat your fruit or eat your food, your vegetables. Some gonna just eat a few of your leaf and help protect your garden. So sometimes we trying to spray and do all this kind of stuff, and we don't really need to do that. You got to remember, when you do a garden, you're not going to able to harvest everything. Some you're going to able to harvest, and some got to go back to the birds, got to go back to the animals, got to go back to the insect. It's a whole ecosystem that we all connected to, and we all walk off of each other. We all use each other. We all gain benefit from each other. Like the spiders. You see the spiders push its web. No, we're going to try to mash up the spider webs. This is how the spider eat. The spider eat from creating his web, and it catch other bugs inside, and then that's how it gets its food. So we got to understand that and remember, when you're planting a garden, the garden is not just for you. The garden also for the bugs, the animal, the birds. Hey, Fifi Urban Homestead, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, this is something we have to understand. All right, so the spraying and using the things that they're warning us about, they actually warning us about the things them, and we're still using them. They're telling you the effect, and we're still using them. We have to understand the bugs have to eat as well. And in every garden, there will be thousands of bugs in your garden. Thousands. Some you cannot see. Some you cannot see. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to say, guys, let's try to create our garden as natural as possible and try to make everything natural. I understand it's not easy to do that, I understand. But sometimes we got to be creative. We got to get back to the creative mind, the creative mindset that we always have. All right? You know this tree right here. Hey, Miss Shirley, OG, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thanks every one of you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. You know, this is a tree I have here. I purchased this tree. And after I purchased this tree, I realized I have these trees all over the place. You know, because this tree, I think this is a dogwood tree. Right? This is a dogwood tree, and this tree have a lot of benefit. It also, the bark of this tree is loaded with benefit. But the thing is, I never knew I had these trees all over, and this is the reason why I purchased it, and I have them everywhere. But this is a really good tree. Let me see if I see the sticker. All right, all right. This is a sticker, so you guys can also do your research on this plant. Eastern redbud, yes. Eastern redbud. You could do some research on this plant, and you will see that even the flowers and even the bark of the tree. You see, like the bark, you could peel it off and you can dry it, you can make tea with it. So these are beautiful plants to really have. I'm trying to just create a whole system with all different type of plant. Excuse my garden, guys. The rain is the rain have these plants growing like crazy, but I'm loving it. You see, all these are my nice flowers that coming along. You see, I need to weed them up, which is what I'm doing now. But you see, guys, the way I garden too, the way I garden is pretty difficult. And I don't think many people will want to garden the way I garden. Why? Because the weeds them. The weeds them come back so fast, and you got to be busy. And in order for you to maintain it, you basically got to be in the garden very often. All right? Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm seeing fruits here. That's wonderful. But, okay, tree. All right, okay, all right, okay. You see, guys? Yes, I'm seeing fruits, which is wonderful. And you see this tree? This tree was not, it wasn't growing that much. And I give it some of the super juice, and man, the tree just start to get thick. It was pretty small. It was pretty small, but that super juice make it just get thick. So yes, guys, instead of using these sprays and spray the plants them, man, it's better you just take some time out and just pull the weeds them. And these same weeds, you can take them and throw them in your raised bed or throw them in your container. You see what I'm saying? Yes, it takes a lot more time. And I'm loving it. Why I'm loving it? I'm enjoying it because the exercise is wonderful, and I'm also learning as well. Man, hey guys, when you drink your juice, you gotta throw them cup. Can't just, all right. Just take them and put them aside. Okay, yes guys. So you see, now, all these weeds you see I'm pulling up here, this now could go in a pile. It can go in a pile and become compost for your plant, for your food. So the way I garden is it takes a lot of physical work. It really do. It takes a lot of physical work, but I enjoy doing it because all these weeds that I'm pulling up go back into my raised bed, and then it saves me a lot of money at the same time. So at the end of the day, I'm saving money and I'm also getting the naturalness from nature. All right? Okay. This is how I do it, guys. This is how I maintain a natural garden. Because I cannot use them things and spray, because I'm looking for the pollinators, and the pollinators them is getting lesser and lesser every day as far as I'm seeing. I remember a few years gone by when, like now, all you seeing is bees and butterfly just flying around. Bees and butterfly just flying everywhere, looking so beautiful. Now, man, you lucky. You lucky if you sit down and able to see a few butterfly. For real. So this is how I maintain my garden, guys. Naturally, I also make my own compost. I also make my own compost tea. Natural manure, fertilizer, liquid manure. Now, since I have this natural manure now, it made my job become easier now. Remember when I used to have to be lifting up these logs and bury them in the garden? That over now. Because now there's an ingredients now that gonna replace, that gonna maintain that. So I ain't gotta lift up, I'm still gonna do it, but I ain't gotta do it like I used to. Because now I have something that actually works and it's natural. You see what I'm saying? All these logs is logs I would have cut up and just bury, which I already cut them up already. This one was to just place. If you notice here, you're gonna see I already cut this one. I already cut it. These was for me to take and just put all around my garden. But right now, even though this one is here, what it's actually doing, it's still breaking down and it's still releasing nutrients in the soil. So this is how I do my garden, guys. Natural, simple. Yes, it takes a lot of hard work, but the hard work is rewarding. Look, you see, this is what I do. I add these type of wood right here, and then this, you pull up these type of weeds, and these weeds become your compost. Like for instance, let me show you what I'm talking about. You see here? All this is dry leaf that's here. You see what I'm saying? All these is dry leaf. This is pine, this is maple, and this is also grass clipping. So all these weeds that's around here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take them up and add them around my fruit trees, or I also could add them in an area, like this is my peach tree right here. You see I buy it around now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill up this area with all these weeds I'm pulling away. Look, I'm basically showing you the facts that what I do. Now, planter, you need a go. You're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. I need something to help me go with these grass, right? Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. You're right, Fifi. You're right. Yes, but yes, guys, watch. You see, this is what I'm telling you all. You see, I show the facts and I show the truth of what I'm doing. You see, this is a fruit tree, which is a pear tree. You see what I'm doing? I'm loading what? I'm gonna show you. I'm putting all these things around it. You notice what's going on? They keep breaking down slowly. You see, this is what I feed my fruit trees with. I also feed them with these type of stuff. So when you think the weeds them, like you pull them, you know, you just rest them. Hey, Urban, how you doing? Mulch, exactly. Exactly. So you just resting them around your fruit tree. So yes, it's really difficult to maintain a garden like this. It's very, very difficult. But the good thing about it is you doing it natural. It's kind of hard, but at the same time, the reward is great. You see, I now clean up these edges here. And if you know, look, you see, look how these edges is just spreading. No, I'm not weeding these edges no more. That's over with. Yeah, thank you, thank you. It's rewarded. It is. It's hard, but it's rewarded. No, the hardest part is the beginning when the weed them start coming up in the spring and everything start growing. It becomes so difficult. But the thing is, when the plants them start growing, when you see, and I plant, you see like these edges, I plant them deep. So when you plant your edges deep, they already have the amount of soil around them already. That's gonna maintain them throughout the garden season. So now, I'm not pulling up these, I'm done with these weeds because let me just show you what's going on here. You see, with the edges them now, they start getting bigger and they start covering. They start covering. So now they're gonna stifle out all these weeds underneath. So basically, your job with these things finished. So I use a technique of planting them deep. So they already have enough soil around them. So I just allow them to grow. You see what I'm saying? I just allow them to grow. So it's very easy to grow too. All right, so let's go down. I'm basically giving you, the garden is really bushy, but you got to excuse me because I'm working hard on them and yeah. So we have some black eyed peas. I transplant these black eyed peas over here. Just a few of them, but they're doing pretty well. In this area here, this whole bed here, I now harvest a lot of potato from this bed because I planted some potato last year and I harvest them. And now what I'm doing now, if you notice what I'm doing in this area, this is why you gotta think when you're doing gardening. All right, so now I already harvest potato from here. And we in June, but if you notice what I'm doing now, I plant okra now. So now I plant okra and I plant in pepper now. So, all right, so you see, so this is another okra, that's the next okra. And these are okra seedlings that I have to plant in areas. So when you harvest, you have seedlings to replant that it maintain your garden. So now, after this month, my planting days is done. So this is why I'm putting in a lot of work now. So it's only gonna be harvest time. We have more seedlings. This is okra. These seedlings, if the sun wasn't so hot, I would have transplant them. But seeing the sun so hot, I'm gonna allow them to get at least 4 leaves before I transplant them. But what I'm saying is, I now harvest potato from this whole bed go over here. And we in June. But now I have a next crop, which is okra, gonna be on this whole bed here. Up inside here, we have eddos. Most of these eddos, I really did not harvest. I didn't harvest them last year. So basically, they're coming back. What I'm trying this year, I'm trying some different things this year as well. Because I mean, I have a lot of room, but if I really want to expand, I got to cut down a lot of big trees. And that's why I'm not really doing too much expanding, because if you notice down there, if I really want to expand, is real big trees I got to cut down. But anyhow, watch. I'm growing pumpkin between the meadows. This is what I'm doing now. So what I'm doing now, I'm growing the pumpkins, and then I'm gonna guide the pumpkins and push them out. But what I'm doing, I'm actually trying to see how that gonna work. I'm trying to see how that gonna work. If you don't try, you will never know. Okay, these are border. I'm trying to create a burdock field, so I'm not gonna be harvesting these burdock anytime soon. I want them to grow and spread, so I'm not gonna be harvesting them. Yes, a little avocado doing pretty well. All right, so here again, as you see, I harvest potato go over here, and I already start planting. Yeah, the burdock huge, but yeah, and I already start planting back meadows. Now meadows okra. This area here again, I harvest some cauliflower right here. Now I'm gonna replant it. So this is what I do. I plant certain things that last a certain time, then I set up and seeds, get them going, then I replant my garden. Up in this area here, as you see, these are some corn I did just put down inside here to seed them, and they just shoot up. And they're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well. Yes, doing pretty well, guys. So, guys, it's difficult. It's real difficult growing a garden like this. It's really, really difficult. It's a lot of work you got to put in. It is a lot of manpower you got to put in, because look at this. I know clean up over there. You see? Let me see. The burdock leaf use 40. I only see them sell the root. I think that, I can't give you no answer on that, Urban. But I'm learning that they're useful as well, but I cannot give the answer on that one. I don't want to tell you yes or no. Right. No, this is meadows we have growing down inside here. But if you notice, I now cleaned this area a few days ago. Few days ago, I now cleaned this area. And look, full again. So I understand that everyone want to grow this type of garden. But it's rewarded, I could tell you that. All right, you see them cassava? Them cassava is, oh man, these plants start looking so beautiful, man. God, man, this thing is looking nice. Yeah, this thing, cassava, guys, cassava. So as you see, guys, this is the tropical area. This is a little area. Yeah, man, them rain. You could see that again. Watch. This little area here, from over here, right all up, they come right back up inside here, is my tropical area. All right? My tropical area where I have yam growing. I'm actually growing yam. As you can see, I'm growing yam, I'm growing edo, I'm growing dashin. This is another yam shooting up here nicely too. You see? Yeah, this is another yam. I have about 5, 6 yam right in this area. And I also have a squash doing this thing right inside here. So this little area here is like a tropical. You have your corn. I mean, yeah, man. Yes. And down here, as you see, I have some cucumber growing here, and I'm using the corn. The corn is for the cucumber to run on. All you missing is, yeah man, them pigeon peas, man. I remove the covering early. I remove the covering too early, and then some cold breeze come down and hit them and just dry them out, man. Yes, yes, I definitely missing that. Hell yes. You surely right about that. You see, so I have my corn, my edo, my dashin, my tanya, my yam, my pumpkin. I mean, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And over here again, I now clean up over here, you know. With these edos here, I now clean up over here. Now, if I want to expand, if I really want to expand, I got to get out here and I got to start chopping down. Like for instance, this bungle, this area right here, these 2 trees right here. If I get rid of them and I get rid of this one, then I have this area. You see, I got to be cutting down a lot of damn trees to expand. And I'm not in for that. I'm not in for that at all. But if you notice, you see that there's a little area here that the sun shines. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. You see, this area here, the sun is shining right here. So I can plant a crop right here. Oh, damn. You see, because you have all these big trees just hanging up over there. And if you really want to do, you got to cut them down. And these trees so big, I don't think I have time for that right now. But right here, right in this area here, I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to plant maybe some edos and some corn right down inside here. Okay, all right. But these 2 trees here, they're not that big. These 2 here, I was planning on cut down these 3 a few years ago. These 3 were smaller now. And I was planning on cut down these 2 trees, and I keep procrastinating. Now look the size of the trees them. You see what I'm saying? Look the size of the trees there. So this is like, if I could get these 1, 2, 3 tree out, and then this one out, then this area even more sunlight gonna come out. But I gotta do that for the spring. But I will be planting some edos right down there. Yeah, look at the size. They were small trees. And I keep procrastinating. No, I'm even scared to cut them because they might drop on my plum tree and crush it. Yo, I'm telling you, these trees grow so fast. But yes, guys, this is what I'm saying, man. I try to, well, look, I plant some squash between these edos here. Oh, yes. That's some good wood. You're right. All right. Okay. See the squash producing right here. Okay. That's wonderful. Yes. So, guys, it's a lot of food, man. Food like food. Everywhere is edos. Even down in the bottom down here, real bushy. But I have squash growing up down inside here. All this is squash. Squash here. Look, we have squash. Look, we have a squash here ready to eat as well too. So you see, it's just food, guys. It's just food. And I ain't finished planting yet. I'm still planting. I have till the ending of this month. Yes, I have till the ending of this month to start planting. And after that, it's just relaxing time, harvesting. Them time you're gonna be harvesting squash, you're gonna be harvesting edo leaf, you're gonna be harvesting okra, you're gonna be harvesting cucumber. You know what I'm saying? And then in the fall now, you're gonna be harvesting potato, you're gonna be harvesting, and right soon you're gonna be harvesting pepper as well. Okay, let me show you guys my bell pepper them that's growing, that heading for that 8 foot. Trying to get them to 8 foot this year, guys. 8'5" this year. Do you guys know what type of mushroom is these? Hey, growing with huts now you doing? Who know what type of mushroom this is these? If you know, let me know. I don't know, but they growing, they're right here. So if you know what type of mushroom it is, you can let me know. I appreciate it. All right, guys, so this is my bell pepper. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret about bell pepper. Bell pepper love hot sun. Do you see how the hot sun is penetrating this area? Look, 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 look. You see? Look. If you look, you're gonna see how the sun is penetrating this whole area. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this whole area here, the sun is actually penetrating this whole area here. This is what bell pepper love. Bell pepper love hot sun. You understand what I'm saying? Bell pepper love hot sun. So if you notice what I'm doing already, I'm already start putting my stakes them because I already know they start growing. You see, this one is skyrocketing itself right now. And you know what's crazy? I have a bell pepper. I posted a video this morning with a bell pepper plant in a container. Same seed. They come from the same seed. But don't you know that pepper already have on pepper. Naturally have on pepper already. And these is now pushing out blossom. If you notice, you're gonna see them here pushing out blossom. You see, but they start getting tall. They already pushing. But I already put in the stake them in the ground. Why I put stakes in the ground this early, guys? Because I already know these gonna be massive pepper trees. And you don't want, when they start spreading their root, this is the time you start beating the stake down in the ground and start damaging their roots. So I start to put in my stake on them from very early because these gonna be some real tall bell pepper trees. So I already put my stakes them in. Yes, guys, this is what I do. Because the honest truth is, I enjoy gardening. And if I'm telling you about something, I prefer to, show you and give you ideas of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So at least you have a better, instead of me just saying it, at least I'm showing you so you have an idea. I show the progress. I show while it's growing. I show all the progress because I just want everybody to be successful, and anybody decide to follow the way I garden, you are welcome. All right? Not telling you to try to follow, to do what I do at all time, but try some things and see if it works for you. All right? Because it's surely working for me. And it working for me whether I do it in the container or I do it in a raised bed. It doesn't matter where I do it. I use the same method and it works for me. So I just want to say, guys, thank you all again, man, for coming on. Thank you all for the support. Appreciate each and every one. But if you never planted edibles before, you should try to plant a few. You will always have food. Once you have edibles, you always have food, because we can feed off the leaf and you can also get the root to harvest later down in the year. So thank you guys again for coming out. I appreciate you guys. Yes. All right, Growing with Hudson, appreciate you coming through. Thank you guys. Yes. So yes, guys, happy gardening to everyone. All right. Thank you all again. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for the support. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. All right.